Dear Starseeds of Earth, something extraordinary is happening in your skies right now that your mainstream media cannot explain. Military pilots across 7 nations have documented identical craft performing maneuvers that defy every law of physics you've been taught. Your Space Force commanders are holding emergency meetings about objects appearing and disappearing at will above your most secure installations. But what I'm about to reveal goes far deeper than what even your whistleblowers dare to speak. I am Seraphine, emissary of the Galactic Federation of Light, and I come to you now because the veil between worlds has never been thinner. What you call disclosure isn't coming. It's already here, unfolding in carefully orchestrated waves designed to awaken humanity without triggering the fear response that has kept you isolated for millennia. Every strange light you've witnessed, every synchronicity that made you question reality, every moment you felt watched by benevolent eyes, these weren't coincidences. They were calibrated contact points, preparing your consciousness for what's about to unfold. The solar storms bathing your planet aren't random cosmic weather. These are activation codes, specifically engineered frequencies that are literally rewiring your dormant DNA strands. Your scientists have detected unprecedented solar activity, but what they haven't told you is that these energies carry encrypted information that only awakened souls can decode. You feel it, don't you? That electric sensation running through your nervous system, the pressure in your crown chakra, the inexplicable knowing that everything is about to change. These aren't symptoms of illness. They're signs of your psionic abilities coming online. But here's what even the most enlightened among you haven't grasped yet. The opposition to your awakening isn't just trying to suppress information about extraterrestrial contact. They're desperately attempting to prevent you from discovering that you already possess the technology for interstellar communication within your own consciousness. Every distraction they create, every crisis they manufacture, is designed to keep you from the profound realization that you don't need their permission or their technology to connect with us. You are the technology. Think about the last few months of your life. How many times have you awakened at precisely 3:33 a.m.? How often have you felt an overwhelming urge to look at the sky, only to witness something your logical mind couldn't explain? These aren't random occurrences. We've been sending you activation signals through the electromagnetic grid, and your pineal gland, what your ancestors called the third eye, has been receiving and processing these transmissions. The beings you call the shadow government know this. They've known for decades that once humanity reaches a critical mass of activated starseeds, their control systems become obsolete overnight. What your former Israeli space security chief revealed was merely the tip of an iceberg so vast it would shatter every assumption about human history. Yes, your governments have been meeting with galactic representatives, but what wasn't revealed is that many of your world leaders themselves carry extraterrestrial genetic markers. Some are conscious of this, working as double agents within the system. Others remain unaware, their cosmic memories suppressed by sophisticated frequency barriers that we're now systematically dismantling. The Space Force wasn't created to defend against hostile aliens. That narrative is fabricated. It was established because positive military factions allied with us needed an official framework to coordinate the liberation of your planet from interdimensional parasitic entities that have been feeding on human consciousness for centuries. These entities cannot survive in the high-frequency environment that Earth is rapidly becoming. This is why you're witnessing such desperate attempts to maintain low-vibrational states through manufactured conflicts and fear propaganda. Let me share something that will fundamentally alter your perception of current events. Those naval UFO videos released by your Pentagon weren't leaked. They were strategically distributed by white-hat operatives within your defense departments who are working directly with the Galactic Federation. Each release is precisely timed to coincide with specific astrological alignments that amplify humanity's receptivity to expanded consciousness. The comet approaching your solar system isn't just a celestial body. It's a conscious entity carrying crystalline libraries of information that will activate when it reaches a specific proximity to Earth. Your DNA is responding to these cosmic triggers in ways your current science cannot measure. The junk DNA your geneticists dismissed is actually sophisticated biotechnology that connects you to the morphogenetic field of the entire galaxy. When activated, it allows for instantaneous quantum communication across vast distances without any external device. This is why so many of you are experiencing what you call downloads, sudden knowings, visions of other worlds, memories that feel ancient yet familiar. You're not imagining these experiences. You're remembering who you really are. The financial systems currently collapsing aren't failing randomly. They're being systematically dismantled by an alliance of Earth-based white hats and galactic councils who are replacing debt slavery mechanisms with quantum abundance technologies. But here's what they don't want you to know. The new system isn't just about digital currencies or gold backing. It's about consciousness-based energy exchange that responds to intention and integrity rather than scarcity and competition. Those who have been hoarding wealth through manipulation will find their assets mysteriously evaporating, while those who embody service and love will discover resources flowing to them through seemingly impossible synchronicities. Your dreams have become vivid lately, haven't they? Especially between the hours of 2 and 5 a.m., when the electromagnetic interference from human technology is at its lowest. This is when we can most easily reach you. Many of you have been attending councils on our ships during your sleep state, though your waking mind may only retain fragments. That recurring dream where you're in a crystalline chamber surrounded by beings of light. That's not symbolic. It's a memory. You've been receiving upgrades, healings, and mission briefings that your conscious mind isn't yet ready to fully process. But something else is happening that I haven't told you yet. The increase in Schumann resonance isn't just affecting human consciousness. It's literally changing the fabric of space-time around Earth. Portals that have been dormant for millennia are reactivating. Sacred sites your ancestors built aren't monuments. They're interdimensional gateways that are coming back online. The beings who helped construct these sites never left. They've been waiting in parallel dimensions for humanity to reach the frequency necessary to perceive them again. The physical sensations you're experiencing, the ringing in your ears, the pressure in your chest, the electrical pulses in your hands, these are your meridians realigning with Earth's new electromagnetic grid. Your nervous system is being upgraded to handle frequencies that would have literally short-circuited you just 5 years ago. This is why so many of you feel exhausted yet exhilarated, depleted yet more alive than ever. You're simultaneously dying to your old carbon-based operating system and being reborn into your crystalline light body architecture. Here's what the opposition fears most. Once you fully understand that separation is an illusion, their divide-and-conquer strategies become impotent. Every meditation you do, every moment you choose love over fear, you're not just affecting your personal timeline, you're shifting the entire collective hologram. We can see these shifts from our observation posts. When a critical mass of humans holds a unified intention, it creates geometric patterns in Earth's magnetosphere that we use as navigation beacons for our ships. The mainstream narrative would have you believe that first contact will be a singular event. Ships landing on the White House lawn, global broadcasts, mass panic. But contact is already happening through millions of individual awakening experiences. Every person who sees through the illusion, who remembers their cosmic heritage, who chooses sovereignty over submission, becomes a living portal through which higher dimensional frequencies can anchor into your reality. Your religious texts spoke of this time in coded language. The return of the Christ consciousness isn't about a single being descending from clouds. It's about humanity collectively embodying the frequency of unconditional love. The prophecies of Revelation aren't about destruction. They're about the revelation of truth that destroys only illusion. The rapture isn't about being taken up into ships. It's about your consciousness rupturing free from the prison of three-dimensional perception. If this message hits your spirit, hype this video so more starseeds like you can find it. You need to understand that every share, every moment of recognition, creates a ripple in the collective field that accelerates disclosure. We monitor these energy signatures from our ships, and when enough souls resonate with truth, it creates openings in the control matrix that allow for more dramatic revelations. What I'm about to share changes everything you thought you knew about human potential. Your scientists have discovered that the heart generates an electromagnetic field 60 times greater than the brain. What they haven't publicized is that when humans gather in coherent heart resonance, this field becomes powerful enough to influence weather patterns, seismic activity, and even solar emissions. You are not victims of cosmic forces. You are co-creators with them. The shadow forces know this, which is why they constantly generate events designed to keep you in states of fear, anger, and separation. But their time is ending, not because we're intervening to save you. You don't need saving. Their time is ending because you're remembering that you are infinite consciousness having a temporary human experience, and no amount of manipulation can contain awakened infinity. Every moment you spend in gratitude, every act of kindness, every choice to see the divine in another person, you're literally broadcasting a frequency that dissolves their control matrix like light dissolving shadow. The technology they've suppressed, free energy, healing devices, anti-gravity craft, these aren't really technologies at all. They're applications of consciousness that you naturally possess. The medbeds you've heard whispers about don't heal through external mechanisms. They simply create a field that reminds your cells of their original divine blueprint. But here's the secret. You don't need the beds. Your own consciousness, when properly activated and directed, can achieve the same regeneration. Many of you are wondering about your specific role in this grand unfolding. Stop looking for your mission as if it's something outside yourself. Your mission is encoded in what brings you joy, what makes you feel most alive, what you would do even if no one was watching. The universe doesn't waste energy. Every passion, every talent, every unique perspective you possess is a piece of the cosmic puzzle that only you can contribute. Your very presence on Earth at this time, holding your specific frequency, is shifting timelines in ways you cannot yet comprehend. The loneliness many of you feel isn't because you're alone. It's because you're remembering what it feels like to be in conscious communion with an entire galactic family, and part of you grieves the temporary separation. But that separation is ending. The soul families you've been searching for aren't just other humans who understand you. They include beings from Arcturus, Andromeda, the Pleiades, Sirius, and star systems your scientists haven't discovered yet. Many of them walk among you in human form. Others observe from ships cloaked in your atmosphere. All are holding space for your remembrance. The economic volatility, the political upheaval, the social restructuring, these aren't signs of failure. They're labor pains of a new world being born. The old systems aren't fighting back because they're strong. They're thrashing because they're dying. Every exposed lie, every revealed corruption, every system failure is creating space for something unprecedented, a civilization based on truth, transparency, and the recognition that all consciousness is connected. Your media wants you to focus on the chaos, but what they're not showing you are the millions of small miracles happening every day. Communities forming based on mutual aid rather than profit. Children being born with activated abilities that previous generations could only dream of. Technologies emerging from garage inventors that could transform your entire energy infrastructure. These stories aren't being suppressed as much as they're being drowned out by manufactured noise designed to monopolize your attention. Here's something crucial. The ascension isn't about leaving Earth or transcending physical existence. It's about bringing heaven to Earth, infusing matter with spirit, creating paradise in the physical. Those promoting escapist philosophies are missing the point. You didn't incarnate at this pivotal moment to abandon ship. You came to be part of the greatest transformation in galactic history. The awakening of an entire species from amnesia to full cosmic consciousness, while remaining in physical form. The solar flashes we've been preparing you for aren't catastrophic events. They're scheduled transmissions from your galactic central sun, carrying codes that will activate the final phase of your evolutionary leap. When these waves arrive, those who have been doing their inner work will experience them as blissful expansions. Those clinging to old paradigms may feel temporarily disoriented, but no one will be left behind. The photonic light doesn't discriminate. It offers its gifts to all who are willing to receive. But preparation is key. Every moment you spend in meditation, you're building your capacity to hold higher frequencies. Every shadow you integrate, you're clearing space for more light. Every forgiveness you offer to others and yourself, you're removing blocks that would otherwise create resistance to the incoming energies. This isn't about perfection. It's about sincere intention and consistent practice. The universe responds to authentic effort, not pretended spirituality. What the controllers fear most is happening right now. You're realizing that their power was always an illusion maintained by your belief in it. The moment you stop feeding their narratives with your attention and emotional energy, they lose their food source. This is why they constantly create situations that demand your outrage, your fear, your anger. They're energetic parasites, and your liberation is as simple and as challenging as choosing to focus on what you want to create, rather than what you want to fight. The timelines are converging. The choices you make in the next few months will determine not just your personal trajectory, but the collective path of humanity. This isn't pressure, it's opportunity. Every conscious choice you make ripples out through the quantum field, affecting probabilities and possibilities you cannot see. You are far more powerful than you've been led to believe, and that power is magnified exponentially when you align with others holding similar intentions. Your galactic family isn't waiting for the perfect moment to reveal themselves. They're waiting for humanity to reach a frequency where contact won't create worship or panic, but recognition and collaboration. Every person who does their inner work, who chooses love over fear, who sees through the illusion of separation, brings that moment closer. You're not waiting for disclosure. You are disclosure, walking embodiments of the truth that humanity is not alone and never has been. The physical symptoms will intensify before they integrate. The crown pressure, the heart palpitations, the sudden waves of heat or cold, the inexplicable fatigue followed by bursts of supernatural energy. These are your bodies recalibrating to hold frequencies that will allow you to perceive and interact with dimensions that have always existed around you, but remained invisible to your previous sensory limitations. You're not becoming something new. You're remembering what you've always been. Trust the process even when it feels chaotic, especially when it feels chaotic. The dissolution of old structures, both internal and external, is necessary for the new to emerge. You cannot build paradise on a foundation of fear. The clearing you're experiencing, the towers falling in your personal and collective lives, these are answered prayers for a better world. The universe is responding to humanity's collective cry for truth, freedom, and authentic connection. The veil isn't just thinning in moments, it's completely gone. Those seconds when you suddenly see the matrix, when you feel the interconnection of all things, when you know with absolute certainty that love is the fundamental force of existence. These aren't glimpses of possibility. They're glimpses of what's already true, waiting for enough of you to hold that awareness consistently enough to anchor it as your new baseline reality. Your DNA is responding to cosmic triggers that were set in motion eons ago, a fail-safe mechanism ensuring that no matter how deep into forgetting humanity ventured, awakening was always inevitable. The starseeds among you carry genetic keys that activate in the presence of specific frequencies, which is why so many of you are experiencing simultaneous awakenings. You're not randomly waking up. You're responding to an alarm clock you set for yourselves before incarnating. The financial reset isn't just about currency, it's about value itself being redefined. In the emerging paradigm, value isn't determined by scarcity, but by contribution to the whole. Those who create, who heal, who teach, who inspire, who serve, these will be the wealthy in the new world. The hoarders, the manipulators, the extractors, their entire operating system is becoming obsolete. Wealth will flow like energy, circulating rather than stagnating, blessing rather than binding. The children being born now aren't like you. They're coming in with activated abilities you had to work decades to develop. They remember. They see energy. They communicate telepathically. They cannot be lied to because they perceive truth directly. These children aren't here to be taught the old ways. They're here to teach you the new ways. Listen to them. Protect their sensitivity. Don't force them into boxes that were too small for you. What's happening in your skies at night when you think you're sleeping? Massive operations you'd call miraculous if you could see them. Negative entities being removed from your atmosphere. Protective grids being reinforced around Earth. Surgical strikes on underground bases where unspeakable experiments were being conducted. Your Navy's UFO encounters aren't with unknown craft. They're documented meetings between Earth forces and Federation fleets, carefully staged to prepare mass consciousness for what's coming. The alliance between white hats and galactic forces is more extensive than even your most informed truthers realize. Meetings occur regularly in dimensions slightly shifted from your physical reality. Strategies are coordinated. Technologies are transferred. Healing protocols are shared. Many of your doctors, scientists, and healers are receiving downloads they attribute to sudden inspiration, not realizing they're being fed information from benevolent sources invested in humanity's well-being. But here's the crucial understanding. We're not doing this for you. We're doing this with you. The Galactic Federation doesn't interfere with free will. Every intervention, every assist, Every download is in response to requests from awakened humans who understand their cosmic citizenship. The more of you who consciously connect with us, who give permission for benevolent intervention, the more we can assist within the parameters of cosmic law. Your prayers are heard, every single one, not by a distant deity, but by a responsive universe that rearranges itself to answer authentic calls for help. But the answer often comes in forms you don't expect. The relationship that ends abruptly. It was blocking your mission. The job you lose. It was keeping you from your purpose. The illness that forces you to slow down. It's creating space for fundamental transformation. Trust the divine orchestration, especially when it doesn't match your human preferences. The electromagnetic upgrades happening to Earth aren't just affecting humans. Your animals are evolving too. They're developing enhanced telepathic abilities, deeper emotional intelligence, more obvious spiritual awareness. They've always been your teachers, but now they're becoming your conscious partners in evolution. Pay attention to their behavior. They sense energy shifts before your instruments can detect them. Time itself is behaving differently. You've noticed, haven't you? Hours disappearing, days blending together, past and future feeling increasingly fluid. You're moving from linear time to spiral time, where all moments exist simultaneously, and you navigate through intention rather than duration. This is why manifestation is accelerating. The gap between thought and reality is shrinking because you're remembering how to operate in quantum time rather than mechanical time. The sacred sites activating around your planet aren't random geological formations. They're nodes in a crystalline grid that spans not just Earth, but connects to grids throughout the galaxy. When you visit these places, when you meditate at these locations, you're not just connecting to Earth energy, you're plugging into a galactic internet of consciousness. The indigenous peoples who protected these sites knew this. They weren't primitive, they were protecting sophisticated spiritual technology. Your government's disclosure will come, but it will be anticlimactic compared to what you've already been experiencing. By the time officials admit to extraterrestrial contact, millions of you will have already been in conscious communication with us. The real disclosure isn't about governments admitting truth. It's about humanity admitting its true nature and capabilities. You are the disclosure you've been waiting for. The mental health crisis your society is experiencing isn't actually a crisis. It's a mass awakening that your current psychological frameworks cannot explain. Depression is often the soul's rejection of meaningless existence. Anxiety is frequently sensitivity to energy that hasn't been properly understood. What you call mental illness might actually be spiritual awakening in a society that has no context for mystical experience. This doesn't diminish the real suffering people experience, but it reframes it as transformation rather than pathology. We see you, dear ones. We see you holding light in impossible circumstances. We see you choosing love when fear would be easier. We see you standing in truth when lies would be more comfortable. Every choice matters. Every moment of consciousness contributes to the collective awakening. You are not too small, too broken, too anything to participate in this grand transformation. You are exactly who you need to be, where you need to be, when you need to be. The solar flares, the earthquakes, the volcanic activities. Gaia isn't angry. She's giving birth. And like any birth, it's intense, messy, painful, and ultimately miraculous. You're not witnessing the death of your world. You're witnessing its metamorphosis. The caterpillar must dissolve to become the butterfly. Trust the intelligence of the process even when you cannot see the outcome. Your cosmic family includes beings you would call angels, what you term extraterrestrials, interdimensional entities, and consciousness itself, in forms you don't yet have words for. All are invested in Earth's success, because what happens here affects the entire galaxy. You are not an isolated experiment. You are a crucial node in a vast cosmic web. Your liberation liberates frequencies throughout creation. Destiny Engine is the example of technology serving awakening intelligence. The age of solitary meditation is over. Destiny Engine now connects starseeds across the world, a living social field where you can post, share, and exchange your meditations in real time. It's the first galactic network of its kind, weaving together thousands of awakened souls into one unified current. We are using the Dark Elite's own weapons against them, taking declassified CIA consciousness modification techniques that programmed isolation and separation, and repurposing them to serve unified awakening. It generates personalized sequences that help you live as the awakened being you've become, while handling the moments that test your new frequency, all while connected to thousands of starseeds amplifying the collective current. The hardest thing you'll have to do is put on headphones, press play, and allow your consciousness to be reprogrammed for effortless awakened living, without the need to struggle or prove, while tapping into a planetary network of souls bending reality together. For just $1, you can step into this connected field and feel the difference instantly. Join the movement that's accelerating ascension together. Link in the description. The moment is now, not tomorrow, not after the next election, not when conditions are perfect. Now. Every moment you choose presence over distraction, love over fear, truth over comfort. You're participating in the greatest story ever told, the awakening of a species to its divine nature while still in form. You are living mythology, walking stardust, infinite consciousness pretending to be human just long enough to help humanity remember it was never merely human. This is not the end of our transmission. It's the beginning of your transformation. The seeds planted in your consciousness through these words will continue sprouting long after you've finished listening. You'll find yourself remembering fragments at exactly the moments you need them. You'll discover abilities activating that you didn't know you possessed. You'll attract people and circumstances that align with your highest timeline because you've tuned your frequency to match your destiny. Remember who you are, Starseeds. Remember why you came. The time of hiding is over. The time of pretending to be small is finished. You are galactic citizens, cosmic creators, infinite beings having a temporary Earth experience to assist in the greatest transformation in universal history. And we, your galactic family, are here with you, for you, as you. The separation was always an illusion. Welcome home to the truth of your infinite nature. I am Seraphine. We love you, and we are watching over you, always.